Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rebel Rewind. My name's Christopher. With me as always is Eric. How you doing,
Hello.
Eric?
I'm good. How's it going, Chris?
Doing pretty good, man.
How's your day
Doing
treating you?
pretty good.
Awesome.
Doing good. Doing good. Busy day at work, so
I hear you.
yeah.
So what's new?
How do you feel about Boba Fett coming back?
Oh yes. Please.
Right? How do you
let's
feel
listen
about
to him out, man. Let's
how
hear
do
him
you
out.
feel about Mace Windu coming back?
Definitely, yes, for sure.
Right? Okay. We're both on board
Yep.
with that one. Well, I think both are a possibility. According to a couple of our articles. But let's jump into
Rapid fire.
our rapid fire.
All right. So I found this really cool story. They're on the first floor of the Lloyd Center Mall in Portland, Oregon. There's a new space recently built for Star Wars fans. It's Docking Bay 45, a 3,000 square foot in-universe experience for Star Wars fans, where shoppers can build lightsabers, buy custom pieces, and have space for battling. You feel like you're stepped into a galaxy far, far away. Says Matt Morrison, owner of Legion Sabers. Everything is a little bit rusty. Everything is secondhand. There are droids, there are Jawas, there's a Millennium Falcon corridor. Once again, this is located in Portland, Oregon, and this place sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And so Hasbro unveiled a SD22 2025 Black Series exclusive Anakin versus Obi-Wan from Revenge of the Sith. The set includes a modular Mustafar lava platform and worker droids displayed base for dynamic scene recreation, priced at $109.99. Exclusive available at SDCC with limited online purchase via Hasbro Pulse. And lastly, Star Wars Boba Fett Black and White #1 launched comic book launches in September for Marvel Comics by Benjamin Percy. A four series issue is followed previous Star Wars Red and Black anthologies from Marvel comic books that also included within that series also Darth Vader and Darth Maul. So for Star Wars, comic book collectors, there's going to be a new comic book for
Nice.
Red and Black come September.
Yeah. I'm not much of a
amazing, man. That first story.
Yeah. Yeah, that first story does sound amazing. Where did you say that was again? Where did
Portland,
it say
Oregon.
It was?
Portland, Oregon at the Lloyd Center.
And I lived fairly close to there before. Like I'm further away now, but like,
wow. So they just recently opened this thing.
Yeah, like I was in Vancouver, Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia, which is like I think it's maybe like 6 hours or something to Portland, Oregon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or 6 or 8 hours. It's not too bad. So like I could have driven there.
Quick little drive. Yeah, but that just a space for Star Wars fans for battling, building lightsabers, purchasing like parts and whatever. So
that sounds cool.
Like a dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick says hello there. Hey, Patrick.
Hello there.
That Hasbro Anakin Black Series Kenobi Revenge of the Sith Black Series is a fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic looking. Yeah, I agree.
Everything looks cool.
I haven't bought a Black Series figure for a while because they're pretty high priced up here.
Yeah.
But that one's tempting to get.
Yeah. So it's 109. I'm not sure how much that translates over there in Canada, but I'm sure.
I think that's about like $150 up here.
$150. Wow,
it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, at least
that'd be a nice little display. Display.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Put some like lighting and stuff behind it. That'd be an amazing piece to own.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's. That was our little rapid fire segment. Let's jump into our main news then, shall we? So Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy reveals the future of Star Wars, and it's exactly what fans want. So after years of waiting, Kathleen Kennedy is saying what most Star Wars fans want to hear. So Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy shared a new quote, what she has planned for the future of Star Wars, and it's going to be good news for fans who have been bristling with the franchise's recent output since 2012. Kathleen has served as president of the renowned film studio, watching over its Star Wars based efforts under the Disney umbrella. However, in recent years, she, along with the rest of the Star Wars franchise, has been in hot water with some fans, as certain corners of the Star Wars viewing audience took umbrage with the lack of theatrical output and the focus on building the sagas versus individual stories and lackluster quality overall. So, I mean,
Hmm.
I wouldn't agree with the lackluster quality and the focus on the building sagas, but like definitely the theatrical output, like they needed to have more movies. Like they shouldn't have stopped with the movies. They should have
Mhm.
maybe slowed down if they needed to, but maybe not just completely forgotten about them for the last well,
And
just
that's one
about
thing I wouldn't
just
say
about 10 years. Yeah.
lackluster. No,
Yeah.
visually these movies are just beautiful.
Well, and the shows too. The
The
shows
trilogy,
are really
beautiful
well
imagery.
done too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and the shows also. Yeah,
Yeah.
lackluster. I wouldn't say that.
No, no. But yeah, the theatrical output for sure. But yeah, Kathleen Kennedy, president of Lucasfilm, just provided an update on the future of Star Wars that will be exciting for fans that have been skeptical of the brand's more recent works. This quote comes as the series is getting set to turn the page on a new era with the release of its first theatrical movie in over 5 years, The Mandalorian and Grogu in 2026, as well as a sweeping slate of original films set across the Star Wars timeline. So, in an interview with Variety about upcoming screening of George Lucas's first cut of the original Star Wars, something that has not been publicly screened in over 30 years, Kennedy got into where she sees the beloved sci-fi series going in the next few years, confirming that there will be a focus on standalone stories. So she said, we're in a position where it's broadened the possibility filmmakers we can bring in. Um, she goes on to say, I really think that now we're in a position, yeah, where it's broadened the possibility of stories and filmmakers we can bring in to tell the stories that means something to them. It doesn't necessarily have to connect to every little thing that's been done in Star Wars. So this starkly contrasts Lucasfilm's perceived strategy over the last decade and the change since Disney bought it of expanding or filling in the blanks within the story already there from George Lucas's time at the head of the franchise. So Kathleen also added that it can actually be a standalone story that then builds into many other Star Wars stories. So it sounds like they're going to go the route of Marvel and kind of do like a standalone story here, a standalone story there, and then connect them all. And I think as long as there's some sort of connection to the main like saga films, I think that's probably I'm good with that. But what are your thoughts on the new approach?
Okay, I mean, sound like a sound idea.
Promising, right?
Yeah, promising for sure. If they were can do, if anything, like a series, a small series of following possibly Luke Skywalker after the original trilogies, maybe just kind of fill in what's going on with him, or some connectivity there, so there won't be so much expanded time between the originals and then the sequel trilogy. It sounds good. I mean, if hopefully just do it right. Like I've always
Yeah,
said, do it right, write a compelling story, and make it interesting.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm okay with them filling in blanks. So like it
Yeah.
says that there's what did it say? They're switching from like filling in the blanks and like filling in these gaps that are already exist. Like I'm okay with
Mhm.
them still doing that. And even if they're making new stories, if they're connecting it to the like I said, the rest of the stuff somehow, like if there's little
Mhm.
Easter eggs or nuggets or whatever, like that's fine. One in the chat, hey one says, "What's up, Bantha Herdeth?" With the unforgettable lisp. When do we get to see the Edmonton Con Look at What I Got video? It'll be my haul video at the end of the month. You'll get to see if I picked up anything from Edmonton Collector Con. So stay tuned for that.
Cool.
But yeah, I think shifting gears to putting out more movies, and it seems like they're going to, right?
Sure.
Like they're doing Mandalorian and Grogu 2026. They're doing Starfighter 2027. Who knows for what they're doing for 2028? But there's another release date for 2028, I believe. So, I mean, I feel like a movie a year is decent. Like they kind of got carried away when they released Solo like 6 months after the Return of the Last Jedi, or 6 months before what's it called? Yeah, I mean, I guess it was 6 months before Rise of Skywalker too. It was kind of like right in the middle, right? They pushed out too many films in that time frame. I'd rather do like one a year. And
once a year.
We've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked about it too. Like maybe do one live action and one animated show series, right? A year.
And they should do it like they used to do it, like towards the end of the year, Christmas time, or towards May.
You know what? Honestly, I prefer the Christmas time movies because like it was always like, hey, the holidays are Star Wars. Yeah. It's Star Wars time.
And they can do the series, like if they do like a animated series or something, they can do that during May.
Yeah, during the year. Yeah, during May, or the live action show in the fall or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So there's some options there for sure.
You know, like scheduling. That's what like when you get used to like a certain schedule, you look forward to things rather than just you're gonna drop something in some odd time of the year, or drop another one 6 months later.
I am glad they're doing well, I mean, I guess the Mandalorian Grogu is in May, but like I think for me the holidays would be good to drop another movie. But if they keep it consistent, like one a year, I feel like that's consistent enough, but it's not too much. It's not like overload of Star Wars. So, because I mean, you look at Marvel, even like they released Thunderbolts this year. They released Captain America: Brand New World this year. What else is coming out? There's a couple other. There's a couple other Marvel movies coming out and series, and it's like their quality. Like I'm a Marvel fan. I like watching their stuff, but even like their quality in the stories and the characters are doing the stories on. Like I feel like they could do better stuff as well.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. I don't hate the stuff. Yeah, I haven't watched Thunderbolts yet.
It doesn't.
I saw
compelling to me.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad.
Character, but
yeah, I did see Captain America: Brand New World. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like, again, it wasn't their best work, but it was kind of cool to see that story of them with the Red Hulk and stuff. So,
talking about comic books, man, I can't wait for the Superman movie, the reboot.
Oh, the Superman movie, yeah. Right, that comes out next month.
We're getting so much trailers though for it. I mean, they're giving us too much. Slow down.
Yeah, you know what? And they're probably not even giving. They're probably hiding a bunch of stuff back. Like they're holding a bunch of stuff back. I'm sure. So, I'm. You know what? Like we're going off a little off topic here. Right. But I'm excited for Spaceballs actually.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. You know,
I was as a Star Wars fan, because like Spaceballs was a spoof of Star Wars, right? And and like Mel Brooks had to get permission to do that, and he wasn't allowed to do. Yeah, so that's what I'm interested. I'm wondering if he'll get to do merchandising this time around with Spaceballs 2, like Patrick said.
Merchandising.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Maybe we'll get the flamethrower, Spaceballs the flamethrower finally in stores, right?
Yogurt, the plush toy.
Yeah, just plain yogurt.
Plain yogurt.
What genres of content or stories do you think we'll get? Horror, game shows, kids, educational, Mr. Rogers, sports, history, or sitcom? I mean, like underneath the Star Wars, like a Star Wars in a different genre. I think horror. I think Eric and I have talked about it
Yeah.
a few times. I think horror could work. Game shows. I mean, we already got that what Jedi Temple challenges, which was hosted by Ahmed Best as Keller
Mhm.
and Beck, right? And then they brought his
Yeah.
character into canon. So I'm okay with more stuff like
Then we
that.
got the animated kids show.
Yeah, the animated kids show, which I guess somewhat is educational in a way. Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really watched much of it. Um, I don't know how the other three would do as Star Wars movies or shows, like a sitcom. Like maybe you could do a sitcom with like I don't know. I don't even know. I wouldn't even
Mhm.
know. Like three different bounty
I
hunters in
couldn't.
the same. I don't
I
know. I
couldn't
have no idea.
imagine a
I couldn't
sitcom.
imagine what that would look like.
No.
But I mean, if they did it and it worked, then fine. Yeah, I'm good with it. Sports, I don't know, and then history. Again, I don't know.
Hmm.
Should have called it Spaceballs also. Yeah, right. I I don't know if there's an official title yet, but I know a lot of the
They need
promo stuff is the Schwartz Awakens or whatever. So
they
we'll
need to
see.
do a real life pod racing
That would be cool.
kind of game.
That would be cool, right?
That would
Just
be
like a movie or a TV series about like the pod
no
racing
actual
circuits.
pod racing like
Oh,
NASCAR.
actual pod racing. That'd be cool. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. That you know what they could do that. Have that as part of like a Disney Plus series about pod racing, right? You see
Mhm.
the circuits, but then you also see like the racing,
That would be cool,
like
man. Just
done
imagine,
on
like,
NASCAR.
yeah, imagine if there was like doing like a reality time type of show
Yeah, there you go.
in Star Wars.
Right? You, you,
That
you
would
visit
be
like
that would be kind of
the
cool.
pit crew, like Sebulba's pit
Yeah,
crew or something.
that's an idea right there.
That could be cool. That'd be
Yeah,
cool. That'd be cool. Look at us. We're giving Lucasfilm some ideas.
that's a pretty idea.
Uh, Patrick said, think I think they could have a project green light show to choose three filmmakers and see them create their own
Oh,
Star Wars story.
yeah, wow.
I mean, that could be kind of neat. My three Boba Fett's, right? Three clone troopers. I don't know. I mean, you almost could have a sitcom with Din Djarin and Grogu. You know, like
Mm,
Din trying to teach Grogu the ways of growing up, right? As a young
mm,
child, you know, trying to take care of him in the
mm.
early years. What we don't see on the Mandalorian season 1, right? Like is Din trying to feed Grogu his food and then like making a mess of stuff or I don't know. I guess with the right story it could work, but it's
About
hard to
a
imagine.
Pelimoto kind of babysitting kind of TV
Yeah,
show
right.
movie.
That'd be kind of funny.
Mm,
Like I said, like if it had the right story and it worked, sure, I'm down
mhm.
for it. But I can't imagine how it would play out. So
Yeah.
Sebulba,
Um,
yeah,
Silly ideas,
Sebulba,
but hey, sometimes those ideas
yeah,
become a
yeah.
thing.
Nobody has ever mentioned Sebulba over the internet. Well, we just did. How long will it be until we see Grogu age up a little more? I feel like he
Um,
You know what? I feel like he has to a little bit
maybe a little bit. Tad.
either
Maybe
like
he'll start
during
talking.
the movie. Like yeah, he's got to start talking. Like I would think during the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, maybe he says a word or two or something like, or maybe by the
Yeah, they
end
were
of it, maybe
talking
there's a
about that
time jump.
he's got new. He's going to have new powers on this
Yeah,
in the movie. So
because they
he'll be
can't keep
talking
him
about that.
silent
I'm sure.
forever. He has to
Size wise.
speak soon. Yeah, right. He has to speak soon. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, who knows?
Yeah, no, just the ideas coming out of this channel.
Right? Yeah, no. You're welcome, Lucasfilm, if you're watching.
All right, so let's get on to my first story for this evening. Yeah, Tamora Morrison, where's my season 2? Tamora Morrison finally breaks silence on the Book of Boba Fett's future exclusive. So it's been 3 years since the Book of Boba Fett concluded with its controversial season finale, and despite star Tamora Morrison being one of the longest tenured Star Universe, the character hasn't been seen since. Few pushbacks against the claim that Boba Fett wasn't without an issue. The Book of Boba Fett. None of these are at fault of Morrison, who portrayed the character. Collider's Maggie Lovett recently caught up with the Tamora Morrison to chat about his new film. And I go try to pronounce that, The Fire of War. And she mentioned how sad she hadn't seen him in Star Wars since the series went off the air. Morrison expresses the same sentiment. He says, I'm sad too. Where's the Book of Boba Fett season 2? Where the hell is season 2? And I know they're going to do an Ahsoka season 2. Oh, I'm going, where's my season 2? So he's even pitched potentially an appearance for Boba in the Ahsoka series, saying that I'm trying to ring them up. Can I be Rex and take his helmet off, please?
Yes.
That's the upside of being. Yeah. That's what we got Boba Fett, but we didn't get Tamora Morrison Boba Fett. So, so that's the upside of being who all the clones are based off. He can play more than one character. Morrison says that he ran into Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau in Star Wars Celebration. They all shared a warm embrace. Dave and John, I actually ran into them in Celebration. You know, I like to see that it's like when you see these guys, they got a look on their face and there's so much going on there. And I go, hey, remember Boba Fett? We all got a big warm hug. And at the end of the day, I said, look, I'm not sure what's going on with you guys, but anyway, I had a great time. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I mean, he expresses like his deepest affection for this character, and we all want to see him come back. I mean, why don't they just make it happen? So he continues on and says, he made me feel so. You go to grandma's house and you had that preservatives of jar of peaches on the shelf. That's what I think. I'm one of those peaches, and I've been up on the shelf. I've been preserving for a later date, and I'm going to be tastier. So yeah. Anyway, that's all that's happening, and that's all I've heard. The two closed out the interview by singing the praise of Andor and Diego Luna. Andor recently wrapped up its season finale, and so he pretty much says he feels like preserves of jar peaches just kind of shelved for a while, but hopefully we get them back, and these guys just bring them back, man. Bring them back ASAP. And we get them in some kind of like one of the movies that's we're getting in, maybe not the Mandalorian and Grogu film, but possibly the following film would be awesome. Or
I mean, why not? Why not the Mandalorian and Grogu though? Why couldn't he show up at some point?
Well, I mean,
like if Din and Grogu are off on some mission for the New Republic, then why couldn't he come across Boba Fett or ask for his help again?
Well, the problem with that is if they haven't already added him in, it's kind of hard to kind of shoehorn them in, and it'll just probably feel not right. So if they're doing the filming of Ahsoka season 2, there you can add Captain Rex, bring Captain Rex into the Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say he's not already in the
that's true
Mandalorian and Grogu? Because he said he doesn't know anything. Could just be lying, right? It wouldn't be the first time a celebrity's lied, right? You know what I mean? And like,
yeah, for sure.
Again, like you mentioned Ahsoka season 2, like Captain Rex would make sense, right? Have him be Captain Rex too. Boba Fett, where?
Boba Fett, where?
Yeah, calm down, Lexi. It's hard of peaches, not Jar Jar of peaches.
Sure.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, like, right? You never know. Like, he could have just said that he's not in it, but he's actually in it. Maybe he's got a cameo in it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so not to go off topic, but Tamora Morrison's coming this weekend to the.
Yeah, I know. Are you going?
Comic-Con. I'm hoping everything just falls in line that I'll be able to go. So I'm saying yes.
What are you gonna do?
It's a possibility that's. No, I'm not going to do the cosplay. It's not ready.
Are you gonna do the photo op though? Are you gonna get the photo op with him?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the autograph or the photo op. I'm still kind of
Dude,
deciding.
you got to do both, man. You got to do both. Just
I know.
slap it on the credit card and pay it off later.
I'm not that type of guy, man. I'm
You
like, I like
you
to
might even be able.
pay it off,
Yeah,
right?
you might be able to do it in payments though. I know I did a couple photo ops in payments.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Yeah, you got to do it, man. You're like the biggest Boba Fett fan that I know.
I
So
mean, I'm sure there's others, but I mean, I am a huge fan.
you got to do it, Eric.
I know.
You got to do it.
I know. I just hope everything just falls in
Hopefully,
line.
man. I expect to hear next Wednesday when we chat that you're like, you know what? I did it. I got the photo op. I got the autograph. There it is. Just get him to like autograph your arm and get it tattooed on you. You're like, oh, I can die happy now. I got the autograph of Boba Fett.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just hope everything goes as planned.
Yeah,
That'd
I hope
be
so
awesome.
too for
That'd be
you.
awesome.
Yeah. But speaking of characters coming back, could Mace Windu come back? I think possibly as well. And why not bring him back in the book of Boba Fett too? That could be a good place to bring him back with Boba Fett trying to like now that he's settled things on Tatooine and he's ruling over Mos Espa and all those places there on Tatooine. Maybe he starts to go looking for people who have wronged him, and we see more of like a badass Boba Fett, like that we were hoping for in season 1, right?
Yeah.
And you know, the person who wronged him the most was Mace Windu.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, the Mandalorian director clarifies those Mace Windu resurrection comments exclusive. So Samuel L. Jackson's force wielding Jedi has been top of mind for many since Episode 3, mine included. Like I think he's alive still.
Yep.
After previous teases that this Mandalorian director is walking back on her comments about Samuel L. Jackson, Mace Windu's resurrection. From 1999 to 2005, Jackson played the fierce Jedi Master, appearing in George Lucas's prequel trilogy before getting offed by Ian McDiarmid's Emperor Palpatine, directly preceding his iconic Order 66 massacre of the Jedi Council. Then Jackson's purple lightsaber wielding Jedi has not been heard from outside of some appearances in the animated Clone Wars series, which was not voiced by the Nick Fury actor. Despite that, fans have been loud and clear about wanting Mace Windu to be resurrected in some form in the Disney Star Wars era. An exclusive conversation with the direct while promoting her new movie, Deep Cover, the Mandalorian director Bryce Dallas Howard addressed her previous comments about potentially getting Samuel L. Jackson back in the Star Wars fray with his Mace Windu character. So when asked about the iconic actor potentially reprising his prequel trilogy role, she said, well, I mean, I want to work with Sam Jackson just no matter what, in any circumstance, and I also love working in Star Wars. So she said, and also, you know, I harassed Dave Filoni a lot about a lot of things, and that's just one. But yeah, no, that was a fun conversation, but didn't add up to anything. But who knows? Like, maybe they might bring him back in like I said, a series, perhaps a Book of Boba Fett season 2. Bryce Dallas Howard and Samuel L. Jackson previously worked together on Apple TV Plus's action comedy Argyle. So they have that. They've worked together as well. So we're just waiting for Dave to give the green light. So come on, Dave. Let's go.
I think with that comment, it's kind of sounded like she was like trying to, I don't know, take us off the the center of the trail, man. Because she's like,
it could be. It could be.
Nothing came out of the conversation. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, right. She's got it. Maybe Lucasfilm told her she had to backtrack because you know they are going ahead with it and they don't want people to know about it, right? So
exactly.
We can hope.
Yeah, they're pretty much squashing it. Like, okay, yeah, this conversation was had, but
yeah, no, we're squashing that rumor now. Yeah, no, that'd be pretty crazy. Because like I feel like he would be alive in the the Mandalorian area at least. He'd be
Yeah.
pretty old, but I
Yep.
think he'd be alive.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll be alive and just kind of like we had on the thumbnail, just kind of like
Yeah, like
old
hiding
and
out, or
yeah.
or maybe he turned to like bounty hunting ways, right? And he's doing jobs as a bounty hunter, to
Mm-hmm.
survive,
Waste or
right?
means make But I was
Yeah.
watching some animated. I forgot who made this animation film, and it had Mace Windu's return,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, and he was with Thrawn, but I don't remember exactly which Heir of the Empire. I think it was. It was like an animated version online on YouTube. Watched a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit. It's interesting. If they do something like
Yeah,
that, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah,
that would be
yeah,
cool,
I'd love to see him return back, and I want to see
dude.
Boba
I think a lot of people do. I
something.
know there's some that like think that he's dead and just like hey, he's dead, leave him dead. But I
Hmm.
think he survived. Like we've seen Jedi fall from great heights,
Yeah,
lose their limbs,
yeah,
and still survive, right? We've seen
yeah, and get
them get
electrocuted.
stabbed and survive. Yeah, get electrocuted and survive, right?
Yeah,
So I feel like he survived. So
we never seen one with all those afflictions all at one time. But
yeah,
if anybody could do it, one of the most
but
powerful
like
Jedi there
he's
is,
exactly he's one of the most powerful Jedi, right?
he would survive it.
So yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's get on to my second and last story for this evening. George Lucas's plan for the Star Wars sequel trilogy has been made. It could have made a controversial change. We're going to skip because this is a long, long um, uh, story here, but going to jump to A New Hope for the New Republic. So George Lucas' original plan for the sequel trilogy would have shifted the spotlight from Jedi battles and lightsaber duels to the intricate political machinations of a fledgling New Republic. In the book Star Wars Archives, Episode 1 through 3, 1999 to 2005, Lucas revealed the original intention. He says, after the rebels won, there was no more stormtroopers in my version of the third trilogy. I had planned for the first trilogy to be the father, the second trilogy to be the son, and the third trilogy to be about the daughter and the grandchildren. The movies are about how Leia, who else is going to be the leader? Is trying to build a republic. They still had the apparatus of the republic, but they have to get it under control from the gangsters. That was the main story. So it talks a little bit more about who these who these gangsters are. So Darth Maul, Darth Maul trains a girl, Dark Talon, who was the comic book to apprentice of Maul. She was the new Vader, and most of the action was with her. So these were the two main villains of the trilogy. Maul eventually become the godfather of the crime in the universe because the Empire falls and he takes over. So the emphasis on political rebuilding and the challenges of governing with a rising crime syndicate led by Maul would have offered a mature and nuanced exploration of the Star Wars universe, illustrating Leia's leadership skills, her diplomatic prowess, and her unwavering commitment to justice in a more grounded, less overly militaristic context. So it's a long story, but it's an intriguing one, and how
Yeah,
George Lucas' vision of that it was going to be less about Luke Skywalker and more about Leia's and her leadership roles and her leadership abilities, and Darth Maul and Darth Talon. I think that would have been
yeah,
like really nice story or ending to his trilogies.
yeah. James Baxter said that would be dope. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of funny not now because like we've all heard the like how the George Lucas's sequel trilogy was going to be a lot different with like the Darth Maul, Darth Talon thing, with it being Leia's story and Leia being in charge of the Republic. I mean, you can say what you want about the sequel trilogy and Disney and like how the sequel trilogy went like in a whole other direction. Um, but I think it's funny like how Disney is actually taking stuff from his sequel scripts, like the Darth Talon and Darth Maul. Like that's happening in the Maul Shadow Lord series that we're supposed to be getting next
Mhm.
year,
Mhm.
right? It hasn't been confirmed that it's Darth Talon in the
Yeah.
series, but like who else is it? It's a little red skinned Twilight girl, right?
Yeah.
So
Just a
um,
different. This is just a different timeline, though. Just a
yeah,
different like
different timeline, right? It's a different
rather
timeline,
rather
and then
than
like the
it being
sequel
the main thing
trilogy,
of the trilogy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the sequel trilogy, like yeah, they didn't follow if anything from his script, but like they like people can argue that they didn't follow his script, but there's bits of it. Like Leia is in charge of the New Republic, right?
Hmm.
Um, and they took other bits and pieces from previous Star Wars. Like they pretty much copied A New Hope with the Force Awakens, and then with the Last Jedi, they kind of took bits and pieces from Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Like they took bits and pieces from the original Star Wars too. Um, but like I feel with the sequel trilogy, like the actors were like all three of them were around the age. Like Luke was the same age. Mark Hamill was the same age as Alec Guinness when he originally started filming A New Hope. So like I feel like at that time the characters were past what people wanted to see with George's trilogy, where they were like at the height of their powers. Luke was like training all these new Jedi and
Hmm.
having his temple and his new Jedi Order. Like I feel like that time period is kind of like in between the sequel trilogy and the original trilogy. But people just expected it to be the sequel trilogy with Mark
Yeah.
Hamill being this all powerful Jedi, right? So I don't
And
know.
that's where they was originally going to go with
I know, right?
ending of the trilogy. He says by the end of the trilogy, Luke would have rebuilt much of the Jedi. We would have renewal of the New Republic with Leia, Senator Organa becoming the Supreme Chancellor in charge of everything. So
Yeah,
so she will end up being the chosen one in this new well in George Lucas' original plans for. So
yeah.
it's fascinating, fascinating. I'm like
It is
how
fascinating for
the
sure.
shift becoming from Luke to
To
to the daughter.
Leia,
Like, yeah,
yeah, yeah. But again, I think they could still explore that stuff in the time period between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy. So right, and we saw I guess a glimpse of it in the book of Boba Fett, where he his temple's being built. He's training
hmm,
Grogu
yeah,
there. So
yeah.
there's a lot of time a lot of gaps you can fill in with either animated series about Luke Skywalker or recast Luke Skywalker with Sebastian Stan. Right, the
Yeah.
fans want it.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill himself, Luke Skywalker himself wants it. He's
I would
okay
like
with
to
it, right?
see.
So
I like to see force wielding Leia Organa.
yeah,
I mean, she
and
can
you can
obviously
get
train
again
with
you can get her daughter Billy Lord to play her
you know.
and do a little bit of deep fake, right?
For sure, that would be awesome.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, right? Like why not? Yeah, it could have been cool, but I still feel like they could still do these stories, maybe not as movies, but I think we could still get these stories, in my
Side
opinion.
quests.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure we can get like portions of it.
yeah,
And Dave Filoni,
exactly, right?
mastermind. I'm sure he can figure something out. We can get some of this, some of Leia back in.
Yeah. James said, "All I want is a Darth Vader series based on the Darth Vader comic books." I mean,
Mm,
you know what? Star Wars Theory is starting to like he's doing a great job of doing
yeah,
that stuff. Which like, did you see Vader episode 1 that he did?
yeah, I did. I did. That was
Right, and then Vader episode 2 looks really cool too. So
yeah. It was like an animated. I like the live action first one.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
to say the second one wasn't good. I mean, it was good. I mean, I like
I mean, that was a
of
trailer,
course with
yeah. So I mean, like,
Mace Windu,
we'll see.
right?
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be good too. But yeah, like jumping into the final story then of this evening. Mark Hamill contextualizes the previous quote, done with Star Wars comments. So he had an interview. I can't remember who it was with, and he said, I'm pretty much done with Star Wars and stuff. So recently, Mark Hamill sparked buzz by declaring he was finished with Star Wars. Now the legendary Luke Skywalker actor is offering more insight on what it truly means for his future with the franchise. Mark Hamill recently caused a stir among Star Wars fans in late May when he suggested he was finished with Star Wars. He stated, "But my deal is I had my time. I'm appreciative of that. But I really think they should focus on the future and the new characters," which I agree with, right? Like, and that's what they're kind of doing. They're switching gears and passing the baton again from the sequel trilogy characters to the some new characters, and having Rey be more of a mentor, like an Obi-Wan Kenobi character or an old Luke Skywalker character from the sequel trilogy, right? So, but he was quoted in this new interview saying, "I don't want to make a big pronouncement like this is my decision, and I'm saying that it really felt like a conclusion. My character was given a complete closure and died, ironically, by overdosing on the Force, I might point out." And you can see the full video interview. I didn't link it in the description. I think was there a link here somewhere? I'm not sure. But you should be. I think this is it. I think this is the video here. If you click on this, it'll take you to the video.
So our time is short,
Yeah.
and we've got to run, and I appreciate all your time.
So I don't want to play that, but basically, yeah, he says, and let me say this: like, I haven't been asked. They haven't asked me. It's not like they said please come back. So like, it sounds like if they asked him, he would come back still, but they just haven't asked him, and he feels like his story is done because of like he's a Force ghost now, and he doesn't have much to offer now. But I mean, he said it sounds like if they asked him, he would probably come back still, which is cool. But also maybe it is time to get another Luke, right? R.I.P. Luke. Sorry, I got to read this comment. It's funny. R.I.P. Luke. He died over FaceTime. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Right.
I think it was in that same article he was talking about. It'd be kind of wonderful if we get like a Force Ghost, like
Force Ghost. Yeah,
like all
a movie set in the Force Ghost realm.
Hanging out.
And you know what? They could do that now with like how powerful AI is and deep fakes and stuff like that. They could do that. They can bring back Alec Guinness and have him talk to the Force Ghost of Luke Skywalker and Yoda and all of them, right? And I don't know if I could sit through a 2.5-hour movie of just Force ghosts and whatever they're talking about. But hey, you know what? Maybe that's your sitcom there. Force ghosts. What do they do? What do they do in the afterlife? Right?
Have you seen that? I'm sure everybody's seen those with Mace Windu, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
the Force
yeah.
ghosts.
When they're watching like the Star Wars shows and stuff and commenting on it.
Hilarious.
Yeah, right.
Do something like that. There's a comedy right there.
That's a comedy, yeah. What do Force ghosts have do in the after they're gone, right? Like, what are they doing? That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, so it just sounds like if they asked him, he would come back, but for now he's done. He figures Luke's story is done with, and I mean, it's not wrong about it's time to pass on the baton, right? And let the new characters do their thing. Because how long are you going to do old Luke Skywalker for, really? Right?
I mean, you could always do like the voiceovers or some of the animated,
exactly,
or something like that. You could always do. I mean, dude's he's super talented doing like voices and like the Joker and other stuff. So I mean, he has
and he voiced the character at the beginning. Yeah, he voiced the character at the beginning of the Rise of Skywalker, the alien that fed them the intel there. That was Mark Hamill. So like, he could come back in another form.
Yeah.
Just he said Luke Skywalker. He feels Luke Skywalker's story is over, right? Which makes sense with the way he's now a Force ghost, right?
That's true.
So,
that's true. But there's still time. He can still put some, like they could still like fill in some of the gaps of.
Fill in the gaps,
before the sequel trilogy, if they wanted to. Imagine in an animation form, even in animation.
Yeah, even in animation form too. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll take it as well. But I think that'll do it for this episode of Rebel Rewind. So some potentially cool news, especially if we do get a Book of Boba Fett season 2 and
Yes.
Mace Windu returning. Like that would be pretty awesome. And you like I said it earlier, you could bring him back in a Book of Boba Fett season 2 if Moore is not lying about it. It could be happening. Who knows, right? Like you said, it sounds like they're shutting this stuff down, like squashing these rumors, right? Like
Yeah.
But same with the Luke thing. Like it seems like that wasn't that long ago. That was what, May, that they talked about that being like he's done with Star Wars, and now he's doing another interview saying, no, well, if they ask me, pretty much if they ask me, I would do it again. Yeah. So
got one more comment from
right.
James Baxter.
James. Yeah, Force Ghost Comedy, where they all have a booth at the Moss Espa Spaceport where people are occasionally sit on them. That's hilarious. Yeah. Right?
Hilarious.
Yeah, not knowing they're there, right? Because not everyone can see them. Just like Force sensitive people should be able to see them. But like, yeah, regular space pilots come in, sit down in the booth, and they sit down. Yeah. We see stuff like in some other like shows and movies where ghosts are a thing, where you sit on them and they kind of take over the body for a little while and make them do stuff, right?
oh yeah.
Oh geez, right? That'd be funny. That's the comedy right there. There you go. You're welcome again, Lucasfilm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks everyone for watching and joining us this evening in the chat, and let us know your thoughts on all the news we covered. If you're watching it in the replay, let us know in the comments below, and we'll see everyone in the next episode.